Okay, look at that. Look at that. All right, somebody is on time today. Could be me. And greetings. Welcome to another edition of The Wound Dress Journey, Groundings in Languages of Land and Soul, also known as Live Beats with Presence. Here we are sitting with the events of the week, not necessarily breaking them down, kind of, but sitting with them, the events of the week. What's happening? Well, I guess right off the bat is I pulled a beautiful garlic today. It's probably a week or so early. We just started to pull the scapes. I believe it was mid-June. So, and we've done that. We've pulled scapes for about maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So, I guess we could start maybe harvesting some, depending on the weather. Because if it rains, then chances are is we should maybe get them out of the ground before too much rain. But it's not looking like a lot of rain anytime soon, so we can leave them in for a little bit longer and see what happens. At least another 2 weeks or so. Could start harvesting one set this week and do a little more later. So that's garlic. What else? Peas are still around, but they're kind of heading into another territory. So next up is probably going to be beans, and we had some callaloo from the garden. That's looking nice, and yes. So and shallots. We did a lovely big shallot harvest, and that was looking good. So now it's just lots of weeding. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of weeding that's happening right now with all the rain and with all the heat and just timing. So weeds are pretty happy at the moment. So we're just dealing with that, sitting in the discomfort of the weeds, and sitting in the discomfort of the mosquitoes, and sitting in the discomfort of the deer flies, and all the while working and thinking about what should we do next, and what's the next logical step, and what's next on my list, and so on and so forth. And then we do that and find some enjoyment and find some satisfaction in doing that thing, and then we find some discomfort and we sit in that discomfort, and all the while we sit in that discomfort, then we plan sort of not so much how to avoid it, but how to manage the situation next time. So we repeat, and for the most part, we endeavor to enjoy the process. And that's where we're at now. Weeding was never one of my most enjoyable tasks as a child, you know. Um, Still, there was lots of spiders on the ground and lots of deer flies in the air and lots of mosquitoes around, and it's hot. And I think at the time I was probably allergic to ragweed and long grass and all of those things. So the weeding experience was highly uncomfortable for me. Um, so I mean, still am here doing some weeding, but I'm doing it differently, right? So I'm using most of the time, I'm using a hoe, and I try to space out. I try to plan how to sort of clean the bed before the weeds get too rough. And there's ways, you know, there's logical steps you can take to make the situation a little bit less uncomfortable. But still, there's going to be some discomfort. So sit in it and make plans for the next logical step. So that's where we are here in the middle of July, right? Hmm. And I recall something that one of those things, I guess, that I struggled with previously. Well, I guess still. I mean, it's a common thing. You know that phrase that they say, what is it? Familiarity breeds contempt. Now, I mean, there's a few ways, I suppose, you can look at that. There's yeah, I imagine, every proverb or phrase like that, for the most part, is open to a little bit of interpretation, but familiarity breeds contempt. But in this case, we're talking about comfort. So it's a historical thing, right? So uh, you give the impression, or you give the you allow people to feel that that there is a element of comfort between you, right? So whether it be that they are comfortable with you or you are comfortable with them, kind of. So then you could say that, well, I guess defenses come down, possibly, likely, you know. Well, I guess that is what happens, right? So in a state of being comfortable, then you could say that walls come down or defenses come down. And usually I have problems with that, right? Um, the wall or the defense is a sensible thing. It makes sense. There is, I guess you could say, historical precedence um, for their presence. There is a need, you could say, for them to be there. So it is highly uncomfortable uh, to be aware that walls and defenses are down. That's highly uncomfortable situation to be in, um, for me, I suppose. So kind of red flags start popping up all over the place when you seem to sense that that a certain level of comfort has been reached. Um, Ironically, I suppose that when that moment happens, when a certain level of comfort has been reached, then um, it becomes extremely uncomfortable, and that's an interesting thing. What to do about that? hmm Sit in with that discomfort, I suppose. Same thing. Plan next logical steps and repeat and enjoy. That was another thing from this week. I think we had our first deliveries this week, I believe. I don't think we did the week before. So I think we had our first deliveries this week, and so it was nice. It was meeting some people, usually after a long, well, I mean, it's the winter season of not seeing people, so then you kind of connect with some people again, and and experience moments of comfort and of discomfort, kind of resulting from that comfort. It's very, very strange. Yet there it is. One thing I wrote down this week was something about control and surrender. Control and surrender. Somebody I was talking to had mentioned something about surrender, and it's not, I mean, that's a word I think about often. And control, I think about the two of them often. I'm not exactly sure if they're opposites. I haven't quite, or antonyms. I haven't quite done my dictionary homework in terms of those two words this week, but I might get to that and bring you some information about that next week or sometime in the week. But so I met surprise surprise I met two people who I've known since, let's say, grade 6 the other day, and that was interesting. I don't see many people who I've known for that long, so this was a surprise, and and also over the space of the week, I've ended up not only because of deliveries, but I've ended up having more conversations than I would normally tend to have over the past little while. And so what happened? I really noticed. This is something I noticed while after these interactions, I suppose, is how much effort went into sort of control is a hard word, but I think I'll use it into controlling the interaction, controlling the conversation. Because I so don't want the conversation to go sort of off the rails into uncomfortable territory, which historically tends to be what happens when conversations are left are left. I won't say uncontrolled, but left more or less to the devices of let's say the other party. That this has been my experience. That when you just leave the conversation in the hands of the other, then it can end up in uncomfortable places where you probably are not happy to be. So that's an interesting point that I noticed, even maybe not while I'm having the conversation, but certainly shortly thereafter. I'm recognizing how much effort has been put or is being put into controlling and directing the conversation so that the uncomfortable territory doesn't quite get breached is not the word I'm looking for, but encountered. You know what I mean? I noticed that. I'll do a little bit more thinking about that too. Not sure what I think about that, to be honest. Control versus surrender. And surprise, surprise, I think I'm gonna start playing at market. This market that we're doing out here at the Swan, I think I'm gonna start doing it regularly. You know, maybe do a set on Sunday. We'll try that out and see how it goes, bring a vibe. Hmm. Yes. If you don't wish to sit through everything, then at least you can grab a piece of what has transpired. So, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll continue deliveries this week, and we'll be at this here Manatic South Market on Sunday, and there'll also be some music on Sunday. I'm going to be doing that this week.